Boom! So good evening, you wonderful people. It is, what is it now? It's like 3 minutes past 9 on Monday, the 4th of April. Brand new quarter. This year is flying by, but I'm super happy now. The clocks have gone forward and we've got a little bit more daylight. We did have in Manchester a lot of sunshine last week. This week has started off a little bit ropey weather-wise, but hopefully lots more good weather on the way. Lots to look forward to. Lots of bright, sunny, optimistic things. Let's get excited for this week. Anything could happen. I know we say that at the start of every broadcast every single week. I've been saying it for about the last 10 years. But anything could happen this week. One phone call, one email that you decide to send, or one phone call that your agent might give you or someone in the industry might give you could change the trajectory of your career and your life this week. So expect it to happen. Allow things into your life. I talk about this quite a lot as well. I feel sometimes we get so desperate in the acting industry, so needy, that sometimes I think we end up blocking things from just happening in our lives because we're just so uptight. So relax, chill, expect good things to happen. Tonight we're going to recap on quite a lot of stuff that's been going down at actonthis.tv. If you are not a member of actonthis.tv, what are you doing? Come and join this incredible community. It's never been bigger, never been better. Every single week we sit down with the biggest names in the industry, the top casting directors, agents, actors, writers, producers in TV, chew the fat on what it takes to succeed, basically. If you go over to the site, actonthis.tv, click into the preview features section. You will see everything we've been doing recently. If you are a member of the site, you'll have recordings of all of this, the full recordings in your members area. That was last week's session. It's called We Need You as much as you need us, with casting associate, but now casting director as well in her own right, Olissa Rogers. Olissa has worked with Fiona Weir, who is one of the biggest casting directors in the industry, as her associate for years, working on massive shows like Ted Lasso. They do Brassic for Sky, really, really big stuff. And now Olissa is going out on her own for the first time for a big streaming service with her own project. She couldn't tell us on this broadcast what it was because she's NDA'd up to the eyes, non-disclosure agreement. She's not allowed to say, too much so far, but she will start casting this show in the next few weeks, and then she'll start bringing people into the room. She was talking about it on this broadcast in May to audition for this show. So that was last Tuesday night session, 7:30 till 9, that was. 90 minutes. I'm going to recap just a little bit on that tonight. I'm going to play a little trailer out for you for some things that you missed. But if you want to get access to the full thing, get a membership at actonthis.tv. You'll get access to that and also hundreds of hours more with, like I say, the biggest names in the game. There's Danny Miller, was with Danny today, shooting a charity video for him. He runs a charity called Once Upon a Smile, and he's also king of the I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here castle at the moment. So we were doing a little charity video together today. I'll put that out on social media at no point. At no point. I mean, it's at no point I will put that out. I will put that on social media at some point this week, I imagine. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, let's play this little trailer of the session that we did with Olissa. And if you're here live and you're on Facebook, let me know if you were on that session and what you got out of it. Alyssa's all about positivity. She's very sort of like zen and like, let the universe do its thing. Get out of your own way. Be very positive. Be kind. Do good, and good will come back to you. Super, super positive soul. I love talking to Olissa, but here's a little bit of what you missed if you weren't there. One of the TV industry's most experienced casting associates and now a casting director in her own right, the one, the only princess of positivity, Olissa Rogers. Olissa, welcome back to Act on This. How are you?
I won some awards since we spoke. Won the RTS awards for casting, so I'm waiting for them to ship me my trophy.
Yes. This is the current setup at Fiona's. Tell us a little bit about this, because this was the first that I'd seen of this. I wasn't aware it was going on.
Quite international, so it's a good one, and it's funny as well. It's a drama and comedy.
You tweeted this on the 2nd of March, so just over 3 weeks ago. And this is amazing. I want you to tell us all about, well, what you can tell us about this, but how it came about.
An agent actually put my name forward for a different project. I didn't get that one. So I was like, oh, whatever, that's fine. Yeah. Something else will come. I'm like, okay. And then the same company asked for my availability via my agent for a different project. They asked if she's available for this.
How are you going to tackle this then? Now you are number one.
I think I'll just have to look at the first priority roles and then get the brief out to Spotlight, to agents, and then auditions, self-tapes, and then in May I'm going to start casting the people in the room.
If you were an actor wanting to get on your casting radar, what 3 things would you start doing in order to make that happen?
Always being proactive in general, and then like putting on your own show, because I do like to go and see people in shows no matter where they are, whatever the theater is.
I can email these people, but it's still a real mindset to say, oh, I don't know.
Do you have any kind of red flags and stuff for Spotlight?
We need you as much as you need us. So don't put us on a pedestal. I wouldn't have a job without you guys. And believe, always believe in it. Have trust, have faith. It will all work out how it's supposed to be. Everything what's meant for you will happen. If it's not, then no.
Unlock the full 90-minute session with Olissa at onthis.tv. Get your membership. The recording is in there right now. If you are a member already and you've not watched it, watch it this week or listen to the recording on audio. Everybody, if you're a member of onthis.tv, you get access to the video, but also the audio. If I go over to the members area for you for a second, just log in. I'll just show you, like, for those people who might not be aware, because maybe you just turn up live and you don't even log into the site all that often. Make sure you do, because you'll find loads of stuff in here you've probably not already, seen, or you've not already heard. But you'll find in the members area, you've got the full video there, which is like 1 hour and 42 minutes long. But underneath, you've got just the audio only here, so you can just literally hit play on this player, lock your phone, put it in your pocket, put some earphones in, and just listen to the sessions. Anything we record, and that's on this, you get access to the audio-only versions as well, because it's just a lot easier to take in when you're out and about. And then I've got, like, no one can give me an excuse about why they can't take this stuff in. When you're walking their dog, or you are in the shower, or whatever it is, get the audio on. And listen to these features. Richard said, great interview. She's just really fun and light and positive, and super interesting. Olissa was talking there, like, she herself as a casting associate going into be a casting director, she's being seen for stuff and like almost having an audition like we do, and she would put herself up for a job that she wanted, didn't get it. It's like, oh, okay, no problem. But then, the same people who were going to shoot that project were like, look, we've got this other project for this streaming service. Are you available for that? And she ended up with that. So it's very much sort of like us, It's like even casting directors, they don't just get jobs willy-nilly. They have to, go and effectively audition for them themselves as well. So, it's not an easy life for them either, as much as it's not for us. So do check that out if you've not already. Really, really cool interview. And what you will see as well, before we carry on, because you might have seen, I've used a new feature on Facebook today. They've started letting you pin a comment to the top of this live video. You'll see there that I've pinned a link to something called First TV Role Fast Track. I put First TV Role Fast Track registration now open. Very briefly, I went through this on last week's broadcast, so I won't go through it in as much detail tonight. But effectively, if you are looking for your first TV role and you want a proven blueprint of how to attack this industry, ultimately really get clear on your casting type, really understand marketing, what you need to put together when it comes to understanding where you fit in the industry, headshots, show reels, particularly writing emails to casting directors, people like Olissa, reaching out to her when she's got a project coming up. If you want to sort your mindset out as well, we study that. Ultimately, it's 22 hours of coaching, 12 hours of recorded coaching, 10 hours of live coaching, hundreds of pounds worth of bonuses right now if you register for this next intake. This is the only time I think I'm doing this year, but actonthis.tv/first role. The link, if you're here live, is at the top on Facebook there. You should be able to see that. If you want to go and find out about that program, click that link. There's roughly, as I say, when I record this, as I'm live now, if I go over to the actual site itself, which is here, I think there's literally 6 places left. I'm capping this at 120 people on this intake, and that's probably going to be that, the limit for this year. So there's about 6 places left. So go and check out this page if you want to be a part of that. I'll play a testimonial out or so tonight. I won't play too much because I did it last week, from people who have been through the program and landed their first TV roles in a little matter of like 4 months. Josh, I keep talking about you, mate, because you're always on these lives. But I noticed, Josh, you put a comment there before saying that you've got, what did you say? You've got 3 potential jobs. Had a few auditions recently, and it's been great. They've come through your agent, but you've sent emails to those casting directors a few days before those auditions came about. So I don't think it's coincidence, mate, that you reach out. I got a role on Coronation Street today that I'm doing on Wednesday. based off the principles that I preach in this program. So many people have, and I'm still using the stuff every single day. Well, not every single day, because every week. I'll just be honest with you. I don't sit here writing emails every single day, but when I do outreach, I sit and do it in a focused way that I teach in this program. And I'd had a role on Hollyoaks last week and a role on Coronation Street this week. Through practicing what I preach, guys. So, if you want to be a part of that, come and get involved. And good luck with those auditions, Josh. Fingers crossed, mate. You'll land some of those. And what's Laura saying here? I have an audition with an agent in the morning. So you've got an agent meeting, Laura. Good luck with that. But one thing I'll just say, where a lot of actors fall down when it comes to agent meetings, when you're sort of like go to meet agents and stuff, is like they never really kind of like feel that they can ask questions of the agent, or they never feel sort of empowered enough to sort of be curious and inquisitive of an agent. Just make sure when you are having any meeting with an agent, because I've fallen for this in the past, and it's not ended well when I have ended up signing with an agent, where I wasn't sort of like completely open and honest about the work that I wanted to do. So it all ended well, but I only ever wanted to work in TV, Laura. That's why Acts on This is purely TV. We don't do any theatre at actsonthis.tv. I don't bring on any theatre casting directors. We don't do anything to do with theatre because I stay in my lane. I know nothing about the theatre world, to be honest with you. I go and watch it, but I don't understand the casting of it as well as I do in the TV world and that sort of stuff. And I wasn't honest with my agent in the meeting that we had to see whether I was going to get repped or not. And I started getting sent for theatre auditions like almost immediately upon signing with them. And I didn't feel that I had it in me. I didn't feel like I had the I don't know, kind of permission to go, actually, I don't want to do theatre. So I went to all these auditions hating it. I mean, really hating it. I was like, I don't want this job. I don't even want to get it. I was too afraid to say no, I didn't want to go in case it upset the agent. Just be honest. We laughed about it in the end. I ended up turning around and going, after a physical theatre audition, I just have to tell you I never want to do this again in my life. And we were laughing about it. And my agent was so understanding. She was like, why didn't you just say, I thought you wanted to do this sort of stuff. It would have been fine. But I didn't have the confidence back then. That was years and years and years ago, to feel I could actually, say, really, this is what I want to do and these are the things I don't want to do. So just be completely open and honest. Everybody, when you're meeting people in the industry, particularly agents, just be super, super open and honest about what you actually want to do. It will save you so much trouble down the line. So good luck with that. But let us know how it goes. Alex has got some suggestions here for some future guests. He says, Robert Stern, I'd love to. I did a read through with Robert Stern not too long ago, but I don't think Robert is down for being on video, to be honest, Alex. When I spoke to him in the past, he might do a podcast with us. I'd imagine that might be audio only. I could definitely check that. Oh, and your comment's gone, mate. Sophie Flanagan, but Sophie's gone from Corrie now. I don't know what she's going to cast or where she's going to work now, but I can definitely look at that. And you've got Riz Ahmed. Yeah, I know somebody who had Riz Ahmed on their show recently and has got a really good link to Riz, and now he's an Oscar winner, isn't he? Won an Oscar the other day. I'd freaking love Riz Ahmed on. So I'll do my best, Alex. I'll do my best, mate. Definitely, which is good. Emily Attack says Indra. Anyone else got any suggestions? Do let me know as well. By the way, without a doubt. Rich says, Ross, do you know where casting directors go to find projects to pitch for? Personal connections, websites might be interesting questions to ask the next CD. Agents, mate. So much of it is via agents. So you will generally have, sometimes in an agency, particularly if they're big agencies as well, like Independent, United, Curtis Brown, they generally sort of like can manage an entire package within the agency itself. So a production company, will be looking to shoot something. The agents will generally be repping the writer who probably wrote that. So the writer will give the big agent a head up. Listen, this has been commissioned. I'm going to do it with, I don't know, Mama Screen or World Productions or whatever it is. So they'll already rep the writer. They might then rep the director that ends up directing it. And then between them all, they go, well, we actually rep these casting directors as well. So, let's put some casting directors in the meeting with the execs and with the, with the writer and the team. So a lot of it's kind of done under one roof, in a way. Not always. Sometimes there'll obviously be a mix of people, but a lot will come through agents and stuff, mate. And then a lot of it comes from my own experience when I worked as a casting assistant. Is ultimately when you are really in with a production company and you might be, you know, really in with the head of that production company, and they really like the work that you've done in the past for them, and they trust your eye for talent and your, you know, your process or whatever. If you've got a good track record with them, they just come back time and time again. They don't even look for another casting director a lot of the time, unless that casting director, and I saw this happen a few times when I worked at Beverly Keogh's, if Beverly had previously cast a series of something and the company came back to them and said, will you do series 2? She would always endeavour to do that, but if she was already working on a project and 2 clashed, then that would go out, you know, to tender to, you know, to other casting directors and stuff. So it's interesting, but we can definitely talk about that with you know, with agents, both with agents and casting directors when they come on as well. Julie, good evening. I hope you are well. Thanks for joining us. So yes, that's first TV role fast track, guys. If you are interested in landing your first TV role fast and basically implementing a really specific rinse and repeat process to land auditions, or at least give yourself a blueprint of where you're going. Maybe you're not quite ready, then you don't have everything together yet. But if you want a map, a decisive step-by-step process of basically what it is that you need in order to put yourself out there in the industry effectively, actonthis.tv/first role. Go and check that out. Like I say, probably 6 more places left before I close that down. Or if midnight on Wednesday, what will it be? The 5th, the 6th, Wednesday, the 6th of April, midnight. If all places haven't gone by then, those other 6 that are left, I'll just close the doors anyway, and then that's it. It's you guys locked in with me for the next 12 months. It's a 12-month program, basically, guys, where I will support you for the next 12 months, which moves on beautifully to Esther's question here. She's like, right, who's on this week? We've got a great guest this week. Tomorrow evening, 7:30 p.m., bringing on an incredible personality and one of my favourite actresses that I've come across in this industry. I've not had the pleasure of working with this person on set, but I've been at so many read-throughs with this actress over the years, and she's absolutely brilliant, an absolute character, very, very funny, incredibly talented, and has got so many stories to share with us around building a career in this industry, a sustainable career. She's very big on mindset, positivity. You know, at the moment, I mean, it's really interesting because at the moment, this actress, and I'll play the trailer out that I recorded with her in a minute, and this actress has just starred in BBC's The Responder with Martin Freeman. It's been greenlit for season 2. I think that starts filming towards the end of this year. An incredible drama if you've not seen it. Such a good drama. 4-part drama by Tony Schumacher. I think it's 4 parts. No, it's not. It might be 5. 4 or 5. It's brilliant, though. Stars Martin Freeman, whole host of incredible cast, and this actress who's on tomorrow night. But it's really interesting. You know, people will see that and be like, oh, you know, it must be amazing. Your life must be amazing now. You're working with all these amazing people. And then obviously, as soon as that job finishes, you know, most actors are back in the boat with us going, right, I need my next job, because even big gigs, they generally don't pay so much money you never have to work again. So Faye, who I'll show you now, you know, right now is actually back working in her mum and dad's pub. You know, to earn the pennies. You know, last week she's working with Martin Freeman. Now she's working in the pub. So, you know, don't feel like, oh my God, everyone else has got it all sorted out and I haven't. Even people working really regularly in TV very often need to go and do other stuff to support themselves when they are not working. So this is 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night. That's going to be Tuesday, the 5th of April, 2022, if you're watching or listening on the replay. An incredible chat, 7:30 till 9, probably lasts a little bit longer. This is Faye McKeever, absolute legend. Actors 2022 is flying by, and if you're not part of the Acts on This community yet, what are you doing? Come and get involved. I want to invite you to our next Act on This.tv live mastermind session. It's taking place on Tuesday, the 5th of April at 7:30 p.m. with this absolute legend here, star of shows like recent smash hit drama The Responder, which has just been greenlit for season 2, by the way. Des, Little Boy Blue, Trolleyed, I mean, literally dozens more. It's the one that only, the Faye McKeever. Faye, it's awesome to have you here. Hi. What are we going to be chatting about on Tuesday then?
Hi, Ross. Thanks for having me. We are going to be chatting about what it's like working in the industry, agents. I can give some techniques. We can, talk about all sorts, and let's focus on mindset, positivity, and image within the industry.
Yes, this community is all about positivity, mindset. Ultimately, you know, staying in the game when this industry gets hard, life gets hard. You're auditioning for things and you're not getting feedback, or you're not getting the parts, or you know, you're just like struggling to keep going. We're going to be covering all of that. Faye's a master at that. And also, Faye's got some absolutely wicked stories from her 16 years in the industry that we're going to be covering. It's going to be a lot of fun. I guarantee you, potentially a bit sweary as well. But
not potentially a lot.
A lot. If you want to be here, get yourself over right now to actonthis.tv/live for full details of this session and all future sessions as well. We do this every single week, guys, with the biggest names in the industry, the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, producers, the best people, basically, Faye, including yourself. Little bit of pressure on you. I ask every guest this on these trailers. Why don't actors want to miss this session in particular, Faye?
Because it certainly will be boring. I'll make it as fun and truthful and honest as possible. And after I've waffled my ass off for 90 minutes, hopefully somebody somewhere can take a little nugget of information that I provide and turn it into something useful. Definitely,
potentially game-changing, folks. Be there if you want to be there. actonthis.tv/live. actonthis.tv/live. If you want to get your seat for that, get a membership. If you're watching the replay and it's already past the 5th of April, 7:30, the replay will be available in the members area at actonthis.tv. If you get a membership, you will get access to that as well. And we literally do that every week. Well, we do it 3 times a month, and I drop a pre-recorded podcast, a video podcast, an in-depth video podcast once a month. So 4 features a month. You get 2 coaching sessions with me every month, a monthly meet-up as well. 7 sessions, basically, for less than, I guarantee you, less than everybody else in the industry is charging you for one. The most value pack membership you will get full stop. I was going to say so far in the industry, but I don't think anyone's going to create anything more valuable than that, to be honest with you. Maybe that's just my ego, but I've been doing this 12 years and I haven't seen anybody come close when it comes to actually giving you guys as much value as this community does. So come and join us at actonthis.tv. Get your membership if you want to get involved. And shout out to Grace. Was it Grace? Did you put about the fast track course? Grace is on the fast track course. First CV or fast track, just one of the new intake. And I saw a comment come up, Grace, and then it's disappeared. What did you say? I think it was something nice. I think it said something like, just to say so far. There it is, guys. I can say so far the fast track course is epic. Seriously, like, if you really are dedicated, don't doubt. If you're a dabbler or a hobbyist, it's not for you. But if you're absolutely dedicated and committed, and maybe just sick and tired of feeling sick and tired about your career, and you really want to commit to landing your first TV role this year, I want to work with you. So that's on this.tv/first role if you want to get involved in that. So we've covered Olissa from last week. We've covered Faye tomorrow night. We've done a little bit of First TV Role Fast Track promo. I'll play a testimonial out from First TV Role Fast Track from one of our previous students who did the test group last year later on. But until then, let's do a little bit of Q&A. I'll read your comments for a bit. I like doing this. Q&A is the way forward, isn't it, really? A little bit of interaction with the audience. People saying congrats on the bookings. So you know what? That Corrie booking pretty much was that I got today, a straight offer. It's I won't spoil the surprise because it's just it's something that's great. It's just a funny part. It's a funny little role. It's very, very little though. That's why it was a straight offer. But really nice to be asked to do it, and absolutely based off the principles in Fast Track. But basically, without giving it away, the principles that we teach in Fast Track is really knowing where you fit into the industry, and like really understanding your casting type and your brand, and then just so simply using what you are, like really where your strengths are, getting specific as you possibly can be, and marketing yourself as that specific thing. And like, it just works when you get specific. When so many actors send stuff out to casting directors that are basically, hi, please see me for anything, I can do anything. It's just not helpful. When you get really, really specific, like Josh, was a delivery driver in real life, shot showreel scene as a delivery driver, sent it to casting directors going, I'm a delivery driver, got a role on Emmerdale as a delivery driver. Like, most people would go, oh no, I'm boxing myself in, way, way too niche. No, it's not. It's getting specific, playing to your strengths, and then knowing that these roles of these specific types come up time and time and time again. And that's what I did for these 2 roles. And this one today is just funny. It's just funny. I won't give it away because I want people to try and spot it. It's so small. Like, it's a speaking role, but it's so small. Let's see if you can spot it when it comes out. It's just a little, it'll be a little Easter egg kind of surprise. I don't mean an actual Easter egg, you know what I mean? Like You know what Easter eggs are anyway, don't you? Little secrets on DVDs and stuff. You know what it is. Josh says the course is absolute fire. Of course it is, Josh, because you crushed it. So thank you very much. Right, let's do a little bit of Q&A. What do you want to talk about? I'm here, basically, to discuss anything you want. Anything on progressing in this industry, landing auditions, agents, show reels, headshots, mindset, marketing, social media, voiceover, side hustles. Would it be useful for me to record a podcast, like going really in depth on setting up like real side hustles as an actor, in terms of, you know, setting up your own business ultimately? And if you say you're not a business person, then you're lying to yourself, because as an actor, that's a business. You are your own business. So you're already a business person, you know, and saying you're a businessman or woman is way less daunting, I imagine, than saying you're an actor. You've already done the hard part. If you can tell people that you meet, when you meet them, what do you do, and you can confidently say, yeah, I'm an actor. You know, so many actors are like, oh, but I'm not cut out for business. Well, you're lying to yourself, or get out of the industry, because you are a business. Would it be useful? Because setting up my own businesses over the years to support my acting career has been absolutely critical. Like all kinds of things. I've had clothing businesses. I've had businesses around stocks and shares, a voiceover training company once. Obviously, I run acts.on-this.tv. But everybody should have their own. I just love it so much, being in control of when you work. And, you know, sometimes it's not going to be an overnight thing where you can quit your day job and then you do this. But setting up a side hustle can get you out of your day job one day a week. And that one day a week, you know, leads to 2 days a week, 3 days a week. And then you're saving so much time, you know, where you're not doing that shit job that you hate, that you can then put into, you know, your acting career and stuff. I would love that, but then I'm like, do other people want that in the community? You know, like, is that going to be something that's useful? Raya says you might see me on Corrie on Friday. Thanks to your interview with Bodhi Talent, says Raya. Join them in December, and boom, also a small role, but a lovely start. Raya, you know what I mean? There you go. See, without acting.tv, Raya, you know what I mean? Like, that's value for you. Where else? Where else are you going to get that? Where else are you going to get this insider knowledge that ends up landing you an agent, and then you land a job on Corrie? Congratulations, well done. Any advice on how to nail a 1-2 line part in a self-tape? Natalie, yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time with you know, with casting directors when they come on acts.on-this.tv, and we talk about that. It's often harder to make an impact with the smaller lines because you've got less to work with. But the idea really is not to try and do that. The thing is like, a lot of actors go, right, I've got to make the most of my 2 lines, and I've got to do something bold, you know. And we hear this thing, you know, thrown around, make a bold choice, make a bold choice. Very often the 1 to 2 line roles don't need a bold choice, because they're procedural roles, and they're basically just, you know, used to move the story forward. It might literally be, I don't know, it could be you showing somebody into a hospital ward, you know, where they're going to go and visit their mum or something. Like, yeah, if you'd like to come this way, yeah, just through this door, Mrs. Smith, or whatever. You know, you don't want to be going, come this way, through this door, Mrs. Smith. You know, like, don't require that. The only thing I would say, sometimes to give it something, to give it some colour, have a think about the state of mind, the frame of mind your character would be in. Did they get a good night's sleep last night? You know, have they just, I don't know, had an argument with their girlfriend, you know, or boyfriend? Have they, you know, so are they happy in their job? Are they not happy in their job? If that, you know, it's, I don't know, you're playing a receptionist or something, or, you know, make some choices that don't have to be bold and massive, but they're just going to colour your performance a little bit. It's going to make it human, effectively, as opposed to robotic, and where you are literally just saying a line. That's the only kind of thing that I would say, really. Almost sort of throwing away a couple of lines is often, you know, better than trying to make a big, you know, mountain out of them. The only other thing to think about is think of who you're telling those lines, who you're saying those lines to. And I always bring this example up, but Andy Morgan made a fantastic comment when he was auditioning coppers, who only had a couple of lines, and the copper was talking to a suspected paedophile, and he asked all the coppers who came in before they did their audition for that couple of lines, listen, do you, you know, has your character got kids? And not a single one of them answered him, because they'd not thought of it. They weren't thinking of it that deeply. And he was like, well, you need to think about little things like that. If it's, you know, if you're speaking to a particular person, like someone suspected of that kind of horrific crime, because he says that, if you've got children, that's going to colour the way you talk to that person. If you haven't, and you're still not going to like that person, but it's probably a bit different if you've got kids and this person is suspected of hurting children. So there's little things like that you can think about within scripts as well. But ultimately, just it's cliched, isn't it? But just enjoy those small parts, because you don't, you've got ultimately you've got a really good when you're being asked to audition for them, you've got a really good chance of booking it, because they're only going to see 3 to 5 people max, I reckon. For a role that's 1 or 2 lines. So, just approach it with optimism and don't stress yourself out too much. What'll be will be. But if you do a good job of it, and if you don't get it, the casting director's bound to see you again. But little things like that can really sort of help. Just colour a line, not overpower it or make it massive or something that it shouldn't be. But just have a little think and just make one of those decisions, or just make your line a little bit more human, I guess. Can you call yourself a business owner, says Nick? Yeah, if you're an actor, mate. Yeah, of course you can, because you are a one-man business, effectively. Actors struggle with it. I don't know what it is. So many people feel that if they're a creative, then they tell themselves that, I'm an artist, I'm not a business person. Well, you start learning a bit of business if that's the way that you think, because it's going to make you a way better artist, because you're going to earn money out your art if you mix in a bit of business. Makes me laugh how people sort of cling on to this starving artist notion that if you're not struggling and starving for your art, you're not a proper artist. It's bullshit. It's your right and duty as an actor to earn money from the thing that you've probably spent your entire life trying to hone and perfect. Actors are so afraid to ask for money. And I'm a big advocate of actors working for free on the right projects, by the way. I'm not, it makes me laugh. The flip side of it, where actors with 0 experience or so little experience, and they might have decided to be an actor, I don't know, a year ago, and they've done 3 acting classes, and they jump on the bandwagon of low pay, no pay. You wouldn't ask a plumber to plumb your bathroom for free, would you? The reality is, as harsh as it sounds, in any business, in any snapshot in time, if nobody is prepared to pay for your services in that moment are worth jack shit. So if no one is queuing up to pay me to act, within that moment, as in maybe today, this week, currently my skills are worthless in the sense that there's not a queue outside my door of people going, Ross, we really want you to be in this thing. We're going to give you some money to be in it. So at that point, I have to make a decision. Do I want to go and work with, potentially collaborate with 2 other quality actors who can't pay me, or a quality director who can't pay me, but together we can work on something for a few days and make something great, which then, I could use to, one, just be fulfilled because I'm acting and just have a nice time. So forget if I'm going to make any money out of it anyway, but just to have a nice time. If I've got the luxury of spending a couple of days on something, if I can afford to do that. But then, if I am then going to get some quality footage from it, or build more of a rapport with this director who's going to go on and work on stuff where he can employ me, you've got to weigh that up in your head and go, well, is it actually worth my investment of time? To go and work for free. And I'm a big advocate of that as well. But equally on the flip side, a lot of actors are afraid to ask for any money or charge for their stuff, and they really don't know their worth. So it's a bit of a push-pull dichotomy at all times there, But ultimately, you are a business, and in any business, every owner has that that dilemma all the time. I'm sure there are plumbers who are equally, if they've not got loads and loads of jobs on, and they can go and do someone's bathroom for not much profit, but they're going to get loads of pictures of their work and they can Facebook it and get a testimonial. It's probably worth them doing that, so that then people will then give them full price for work in the future. It's not just actors. I think if we're not careful, too many actors, we can feel like there's something super special about our job. It's just not. It's just a job like anybody else, and it's just a business like anybody else's business. So, get savvy with the business side of things. Again, first CV role fast track, all about the business of this business. Definitely. Alex says could maybe do with going a bit more in depth into voiceover. I mean, we've done massively in-depth features on voiceover, Alex. You've probably seen them, mate. But there's a couple in the members area, and that's on this. I did with my agent. I've done 2 with Peter Dixon. He's the voice of the X Factor and Britain's Got Talent. He runs Gravy for the Brain. I could definitely get my voiceover agents on again for a podcast though. The voiceover gallery, they're awesome, and another team that changed my life really. Esther says, I'm looking at using my skills from working at Centre Parks to set up my own children's entertainment on weekends, as I'm learning to do face painting and hair braiding. What's wicked, Esther? Yeah. No, definitely. I know a few people who set up those kind of things, and do kids parties and stuff. There was a company that I discovered a few weeks ago that someone was working at that it's a really good business model actually, but they hire out Disney princesses for kids' birthday parties. So they've got a load of bells and a load from Beauty and the Beast, and a load of the Disney princesses from all the shows like Encanto, and what else are they in? Beauty and the Beast. I don't know. You know what I mean? All the Disney princesses. And then they just send them out to kids' parties for like an hour, and they sing they get all dressed up in the costumes. They do a couple of songs, and it's really good pay, to go and do that. And then there's a person who owns the company, basically hires all of these actors who can sing, and they're sort of like sits back, does all the bookings, but then I imagine takes a nice amount of money in from the bookings that come in, while she sends the princesses out to do the work. But it's a win-win for everybody. But yeah, that could be a definitely something to look into, Esther. 100%. 100%. James, how you doing? He says, I'm about to lose my agent. Still getting self-tapes though. Any advice? Should I go straight back in it looking for rep or self-rep? Straight back in it looking for... Get back on the horse, James. Yeah, man. Definitely. And that happened. And you know what? Just, mate, it happens to everybody. It happens to the best of people, where agents, for whatever reason, end up having to let clients go. You were probably on the Zoom that we did with Erin Shanahan. And she's such an incredible actress now. Stars in ITV's The Bay, regular role in that. Started getting real success in her career a little bit later in life, mid-30s towards her late 30s. Didn't happen for her straight away. She'd been working in the industry a long time. But got a break kind of like 35, 36. But she was telling us so many times where she would sign with a great agent as well, like a big London agent, not a little boutique one that you would imagine, would sort of like have any issues or would have to let people go and stuff. And yeah, she got dropped, and it just knocked her for six. Initially going, oh my God, what's wrong with me? There was nothing wrong with her at all. She moved on, she got another agent, and she absolutely crushed it. But if you're not careful, James, little voices in your head will be like, oh, you know what, did they let me go for this reason or that reason? It doesn't matter. Does not matter. Forget it. You cannot, what's the cliched thing? You cannot drive a car forwards while looking in the rearview mirror. But it's true. It's cliche for a reason. So no, mate, I would go straight. You're good. You're good enough. Go straight back in. And, and you've got an incredible personality. People will warm to you. If you could get a meeting with, I think if you end up with an agent meeting, you'll win the room, and you'll get rep. You just need to work and hustle to get those meetings. And I know you're not afraid of the hustle. You've got a great show reel. Yeah, mate. Honestly, you don't want revenge, right? But the best form of revenge is getting yourself to a point in life where you don't need revenge. So use that as motivation. You don't want revenge, but it's always nice to go and live successfully knowing that person who maybe let you go goes, oh, fuck. Why did I do that? Use it. You can use it as a good chip on your shoulder, not as negativity. You can use it for motivation. I think there really is such a thing as a positive chip on your shoulder. I love also being underestimated, James. I feel I've been underestimated so many times in my life. And I almost, do you know what? And this is going to sound so egotistical in a way and a bit ridiculous, but this is just me being really honest with you. The more success you have, so as things that I do become more and more successful, in a way, the more kind of I don't know, it's almost like you've got to be careful. The easier it gets not to get complacent, rest on your laurels. And it's weird because people just suddenly expect everything you do to win and everything you do to succeed. And in a way, that fire of people saying, nah, you're not going to make it, or that's not going to work, that for me, really, really helped me achieve what I've achieved so far. And now people see you achieving, good things, or, business is going well, or that's in this community is really flourishing and stuff like that. And then people just expect everything to sort of like everything you do to be good. So one, there's pressure on you that everything you do needs to be great. But two, you don't have that sort of, I don't know, you don't have those people doubting you that really makes you go, fuck you, I'm going to do it anyway. I'll see you, okay, you don't think I'm going to do it, I'm going to do very well. Let's see where you are in 2023. Let's just see where you are, let's see where I am. Let's go. See you later. I'll see you there. So use it. Maybe that's me just being bitter and jaded. But use it, mate. Use it to move forward, definitely. Sean says, I'm trying to set something up as a side hustle at the moment, so any advice would be an advantage. We can definitely go into side hustles and stuff, Sean. Ideally, your side hustle, I'd love for people to make it their full-time thing alongside acting. I think if you just have acting as well, I think you're probably living a relatively limited life if all you have is acting as well. Even if you're successful at it and you could just do that and that's all you actually had to do to earn money and pay all your bills and have a nice time. Actors who I know have got to that stage always yearn for something else. They can't stand going out to dinner after they finish their acting job with 5 actors to talk about acting. They want to go and talk about other things, and they want to have, investments in other things and start other things and other startups. So, yeah, mate, we'll definitely talk about that. And let us know what your side hustle is, definitely. And, some side hustles, if you're a member of actsonthis.tv and you're selling stuff that's good, I'm sure, members of our community will help get your business off the ground by buying one of those things, I don't know. If anyone's baking cupcakes out there and setting up a cupcake business, I'll buy a box. I shouldn't though, because I ate a whole pizza to myself last night. Right, let's have a look. Has anybody had an audition recall and had COVID? Got a Zoom recall in the afternoon and just hoping that it's not going to affect my performance. So Esther, you've got COVID and you're going to have to do a Zoom recall in the afternoon. Well, it's down to you, innit? How you feel, basically. COVID wiped me out. I had it over Christmas, and I had the worst sore throat I've ever had in my life. So there's no way I would have been able to do anything. But if you sound pretty upbeat, and you're on air tonight, if you if you feel good, do it. But tell them. So listen, if I sound a bit dodgy, I've got COVID right now, but I'm a trooper. And I'm prepared to give it a go. They'll respect you for that, but don't push yourself to the point where you don't want to pass out in your audition. Definitely. Sally Ann says, I'm not on Facebook, Twitter, or any other social media platform apart from LinkedIn. Sally Ann, how are you commenting on this broadcast if you're not on Facebook? Because I'm doing it on Facebook and your comment is on Facebook. So did you mean that? I wanted to ask you, what should I do to follow casting directors or message them? So Sally Ann, if you're not on. Email. That's the only way you've got. Facebook, you wouldn't use to contact casting directors, and LinkedIn, you wouldn't really either. Twitter is very, very fertile, platform for our industry. Lots of casting directors are on there, but email's always going to be your go-to. That's, and again, if you check out any actsonthis.tv mastermind session we hold with the casting director, any of the replays in the members area, we talk about this all the time. How you write to them, what they like, what they don't like. Every casting director is different. They've got slightly nuanced advice. So take in as many replays as you possibly can, for sure. Richard says, so Ross, in this Corrie role, do you shout bye for now to someone? No, I don't, Rich. I did in Then Barbara Met Alan, didn't I? No, I don't. Do you know what? It's a similar kind of role. It might be another presenter. But for a completely different kind of show. And I think it might only, by the looks of it, it's probably only going to be either blink and you miss it, or we're just going to do it as voiceover. It's a favour really for them. Just as an offer that came through this morning, but it's fun. It's fun. I'll tell everyone when it's going to be on, and just see if you can spot what it is. Grace says, question please, how do you keep on top of who's who? In terms of associates and assistants in casting directors' offices, and without spotlight, how do you find out what they're working on right now? By living, eating, and breathing this industry, Grace. The only way we do it, and we will keep an eye on it for your part of First TV or Fast Track. We give people everybody access to the Ultimate Contacts database. All annual subscribers who pay £247 annual subscribers on actsonthis.tv will get access to the Ultimate Contacts database as well. And thus a lot of responsibility for finding out what's going on is put on me and Petch and Acts on This. So we do our very best, but even then, we're monitoring Twitter and people's bios and Instagram and autoresponders from emails that we send out and all kinds of stuff every month. Sometimes, occasionally, we'll still miss one thing. We missed Leon from Kelly Valentine Henry's office, just about a week ago has moved. I'm not sure where to, but one of the emails one of our members sent her, Leanne, bounced back saying I'm no longer at this office. It's difficult, I know Catherine Garlick, who's Daniel Edwards casting associate, is currently working with Rachel Freck, but I imagine we'll probably go back to Daniel, like maybe go to a different office. The only way to know, there ain't a list apart from the list that we create, and the only way to really, keep your finger on the pulse is to be watching this stuff all day, every day, which is kind of, what I do really as part of, running acts on this.tv. But there is, unfortunately, no way, bar living this industry, to find that stuff out really. Right, I'm going to just skip down some comments because there's been so many, but I know I've missed a lot. Let's see, what was David saying there? The best revenge is having a happy life. It is, David, mate, definitely. The best revenge is living well. As I say, getting yourself to a point where you no longer need revenge. You no longer feel you need revenge. When you feel you need revenge, you're not in a good place. Get yourself to a place where you no longer need it, and then you will always win in life. Oh, and Sally Ann's using a friend's Facebook. There you go. I was like, Sally Ann, how are you here? How are you leaving a comment if you're not on Facebook? It says, do you advise to just follow casting directors on LinkedIn or message them? You message, email, LinkedIn message people, doesn't really matter, but you've got to know what you're saying. You've got to have something useful to say, something fresh to say. Don't reach out like a stranded, person in distress going, I don't know what I'm doing with my career. I'm completely lost. Here's my show reel. Please look at it. Dissect it. Bring me in for a role. I'd love to be seen for anything. That's not understanding the business or knowing the business of the business. If you were in any other business, you're going to get business from customers who, trust you. Go, actually, you know what? Sally Ann's got it all together. She knows what she's doing. The show reel is put together really well. She understands her casting type. Her headshot's congruent. She's training. She knows the stuff that I'm casting or the things that I normally cast. She would fit into the shows that I normally cast. You've really got to understand the business of the business. Look at the last purchase you made and why you made that purchase. You probably really trusted the brand, or you really liked an advert that you saw. You researched the product, you looked at other reviews, you went, these 300 people on Amazon have all said that this is a great product and it's quality, it's not broken in the first week. When a casting director is making a purchase, as in, bringing an actor in, because that's what they're doing, they will go off similar things. Has any other casting director, look at your CV, has any other casting directors given this person a job? Okay, well, that's effectively like a review to go, yeah, they're good, we trusted them enough to give them a job. What's their advert like? That's going to be your show reel. That's going to be your headshot. What's their brand like? Does it look like they've got their shit together? When you're reaching out, it doesn't really matter how you do it, whether it's through a LinkedIn, message or an email. Email's always better because people might just not even, even acknowledge LinkedIn messages because there's so much spam that gets sent through LinkedIn that I get all day, every day. Email is probably the best, but then you've really got to know what you're selling and what you're saying in that email to solve a casting problem rather than cause one. So yeah, don't get hung up on the platform, Sally Ann. Email is going to be your go-to for sure. Maya says, still not quite myself after COVID. 85% there. Been negative nearly 2 weeks now. Maya, it took me forever to get over it properly. Honestly, but don't want to. I don't want to put a downer on your recovery because hopefully you'll get there quick. But I had it over Christmas. I've not started feeling genuinely fully myself, like back in the gym and really feeling quite strong again until the last week. I'm honestly, the last week. So be kind to yourself. Rest. I had to get really on top of my sleep before I started really feeling better, getting really good quality sleep. I bought myself. Do you know what's good, guys? If you're a geek like me and you want to sort of study your biology and stuff, I bought a ring called an Aura ring, and you can wear it all day every day if you want. I only wear it really at night time, but it measures everything about your sleep. Your pulse, your heart rate, your temperature, how much deep sleep you got, how much light sleep you got, how much rapid eye movement sleep you got, which is the sleep you normally get when you're dreaming. How long it took you to get to sleep, what time you went to sleep. It tracks all of this data incredibly and just really helps you get on top of like a nighttime routine and when you should be going to bed, and just gives you confidence that you're getting the rest that you should be getting. And it's changed the game for me, Maya. They're quite expensive though. I think it's about 300 quid. But I treated myself for Christmas because I had COVID and I was home alone on Christmas Day. And I had no friends, so I went, right, I'm just going to treat myself to a Christmas present. I got myself an Aura ring, and it's spelled Oura. Check them out, guys. They are pretty good if you are a geek. Right, what else is going down? I'm sorry if I'm missing comments, folks. Let's have a look. Sierra says, I only want to do sitcom, but I only notice jobs on Spotlight for Asian, Middle Eastern looking actresses for serious roles. Should I just contact casting directors direct that cast these type of roles, or is it important to take a job, any job in telly? Work on what you want to work on. And if you are like, listen, Sierra, if you're like, listen, my strength is sitcom, my strength is comedy, I am funny. You want to be reaching out with material proving that, good quality showreel material where you are funny, and you want to be reaching out to the comedy casting directors, people like Nikki Bly, Rachel Freck, Aisha Bywaters. Who else is casting decent comedy at the moment? I mean, everyone will touch on comedy, to be honest, but there's certain casting directors who kind of like specialize in it a little bit more. But yeah, you want to be reaching out to those people, and also producers as well. A lot of producers at the independent comedy production companies like Jelly Legs and Hat Trick. There's a lot of production companies that specialize in comedy. You just need to put your reel in front of them. Be good. If you write your own material, that's going to be really useful for you in the TV world as well. You could shoot a pilot of your own comedy, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, don't worry about it. And there's been loads. So what does it say? Asian, Middle Eastern actresses. I'm trying to think. There was Aisha Bywaters did lady parts recently, which was won or been nominated for a BAFTA. There was things like Citizen Khan. There was a lot of Middle Eastern Asian actors in it. Honestly, there'll be loads. Get your reel out to the cast directors that specialize in comedy. Look at the comedy shows that you love and resonate with, and then on the credits or imdb.com, go and find out who cast it. And then reach out to them, to see if they're doing any other comedy work. But yeah, if you are like, listen, comedy is my shtick, then certainly go for that. It's all about an acting career, really, and any career. You really want to be aiming to do the stuff within that industry that you like. You've got to enjoy your work. So if that's for you, it'd be like me going, I'm going to go do theatre. I don't like it. I just, I love watching it. But I don't like doing theatre. I don't like doing the same show for 3-4 weeks. Maybe sometimes twice a day. I'm just not. It's bloody hard work for me. That I like going and shooting a drama, or shooting a comedy, or a serial drama, or a short film or something where you do the scenes a couple of times and you move on. I enjoyed theatre when I did it at drama school and stuff, but it was always kind of like just not. I don't know, didn't resonate with me as much as film and TV, and I'm a bit of a geek, and telling stories with cameras and lenses and music and effects and the things you can do with that in post production. So yeah, focus on the things in the industry that you love ultimately, and then you're going to be fulfilled. Right, what else is going on? What time is it? Oh, we've still got 15 minutes. I'm going to play a testimonial out though for those people who might be contemplating doing first CV or fast track, just because, like I say, there's only 6 places left, and I'll play a testimonial out from one of our alumni from last year, just to show you how freaking wicked it is. But I'll do that in a minute. What's Esther saying? Don't say that, Ross. Was that about COVID? Esther, you'll be fine. I'm only saying it took me 3 months to really feel myself. I felt really better after 2 weeks, but to feel completely, maybe it was all in my head, but to feel completely back in the game, I really had to get on top of my sleep and and sort of rest. Get on top of my diet, and just I got it over Christmas when I was eating tubes of Pringles. Probably not the best to make you feel great, to be honest. Lisa says it's important to rest. Recommendations are not to exercise or start physical activities for 3 months to make sure your body has sufficient time to recover. Yeah, I think I might have hit the gym a bit hard straight away after COVID, thinking I was still fine, and I don't think I was actually as fine as I thought I was. So yeah, be kind to yourself, folks, and just take the rest that you need, definitely. What else is happening here? And then, like I say, I'm going to play out one of those testimonials. Take it easy, people are saying, for anyone with the old COVID. When I emailed Daniel Edwards' office, I included Catherine as she was still on the website. Yeah, Nick, don't worry about it, mate. I'm sure Catherine, that's Daniel's casting associate, will be back at some point. You know, casting associates generally build relationships with casting directors, 2 or 3 of them, and will, sort of float between offices. So Catherine, I'm sure, is still going to be picking up her email. That's at Daniel Edwards, website domain. I'm sure she'll still be getting that. Right, okay, wicked. I'm going to play one of these testimonials out. So, like I say, super quick for those people who are looking for their first TV role this year. First TV role Fast Track is the only proven program on earth to help actors get their first TV role in record time. It's completely proven. I took a small test group of people through this program last year. A couple of dozen have now got their first TV role from this program. You can see some testimonials on actonthis.tv/first role and find out all about the program, what it involves, who it's for, why you should take it, who it's not for equally, because it's not going to be for everybody. Ultimately, it's a full 12-month of support, to implement this program, 12 hours of online coaching that's recorded, 10 hours of live coaching, so 22 hours in total. 5-module program, workbooks, guest speaker sessions with some of the biggest names in the game, including casting directors. All new material, by the way. Don't think if you've got an actonthis.tv membership, you've seen these features. You haven't. These are specific for this program, and we've got that session there with Peter Hunt that you can see on your screen now. Landing regular TV auditions with Hollyoaks casting director Peter Hunt. Peter Hunt has been on actonthis.tv a few times, but this was a session specifically for how you would implement the first TV role Fast Track blueprint with Peter. So this is all new material. Like I say, 10 hours of live coaching that starts on the 13th of April, going through to the 8th of June. You can see these success stories here. So we've got Josh here. We've got his first TV role in Emmerdale. Jo got her first TV role in Emmerdale, actually. Lawrence, his first TV role in EastEnders. He's gone on to do Mood for BBC Three as well, and a feature film. Gay, for anyone who's Gay Shepherd, for anyone who's come at the industry a bit later, and like, oh, it's too late for me. We've had so many people in the Fast Track group who have crushed it in their 60s and 70s. Gay Shepherd, she came to the Fast Track going, I've come too late in life. Is it ever going to happen for me? Implemented the blueprint, crushed it, worked really freaking hard, but did it. Maggie Evans, shout out to her. She retired as a teacher at 60 and went, I'm going to go into acting. Did the first serial Fast Track program and got a role in an upcoming drama with David Tennant and Dan Ryan. So I'll play. Which one do you want? Let me know in the comments. Here you go. Is a popularity contest, and Josh might still be here. Which of these testimonials do you want me to play out? Josh's, Joanne's, Lawrence's, or Gay Shepherd's? Which one do you want? I mean, let's see if you're popular, Josh, because you are here live, mate. No, don't take offense if people don't vote for you. So do we want Gay's? Do we want Lawrence's? Do we want Joe's or do we want Josh's? Let me know in the comments now, and I will play one of those out. They're only like 3 minutes or something. It's just talking about the, each person's experience. Oh, we've got Lawrence. We've got a couple for Lawrence. Let's have a look. Lawrence. We've got one for Gay. Come on, get your votes in. Get your vote. Josh was kind, and Josh didn't vote for himself. He's voted for Lawrence. Nice one, Josh. Let's have a look. Oh, we got another vote for Lawrence. Oh, Lawrence is winning. We've got 2 for Gay, 3 for Lawrence, and then we got a Josh vote. Let's go for Lawrence. I can play your Gays out at the end as well if you want. Right, this is Lawrence's experience of First TV Role Fast Track, and you might have seen Lawrence on Twitter because he's very famous now for his comedy sketches. Sayera was it? He was talking about comedy. Follow Lawrence Russell on Twitter. Look at what he's doing comedy-wise, and Johnny Weldon as well. Look at what he's doing comedy-wise on Twitter. They're getting a lot of attention. But here's Lawrence and his experience of First TV Role Fast Track. Remember, if you want to enroll on this program, you've got until midnight on Wednesday. That's the 6th of April, or before. It might close before then if I sell these last 6 places. But actonthis.tv/first role, and this is Lawrence's experience.
So before I started First TV Role Fast Track, I didn't really know how to write to casting directors confidently or effectively, and what I needed to say to be able to sell myself in the most effective way. So I think that was a key thing that I was looking to learn, and also clearly I hadn't landed my first TV role yet, and that was something I'd wanted to do for years. So this seemed like the perfect opportunity to be able to achieve those things. So now, since taking the course, I've had a first TV role. That's then led to further TV roles and a film job. And I'm sure the first email that I sent out that landed the first TV role has been a huge part that has led to then those subsequent roles to be able to show to the casting directors I've done it here, so I can now do it on these other ones as well. When choosing whether to do the course, it was clear that this was going to give you something that just trawling through the internet, Googling how did actors get their first TV role, this was actually going to give you something different, because when you go to like Q&As at films or you watch actor interviews on Graham Norton and stuff, it's often just their agent got them in the room for it and they did the job and it was done like that. Whereas this seemed like there was another methodology and it was actually going to teach you how to do that, and it didn't matter so much whether you'd gone to a big drama school or whether you'd signed with a big agent. This was something that would work and would get you in the door for that first TV job. The thing I liked most about doing the course was that I was going to learn a way to write to casting directors and confidently show them what was going to be of use about me as an actor and what I could help with them in terms of their casting. So knowing specifically what they might be looking for and how to tailor the email to their specific production. It was all stuff I hadn't known before and hadn't utilised before, and clearly it worked. 3 other things that were benefits of the course are the database that you get in terms of casting directors and what they're casting and what channels they work for and what shows they've cast. That's an incredibly useful resource, because otherwise you're left spending hours of your day trying to compile that yourself. Also, the Facebook group is brilliant because you're seeing other people within the community who have also taken the course, who've put into practice what they've been taught, and you're seeing that people like you are achieving these roles, so therefore you clearly can as well. And then I think the other thing is getting more of a clear idea about what shows are on what channels, how frequently they're broadcast and where they're filmed, because then you know exactly who to target. My main concern about buying it was probably, obviously it's an investment of money that isn't always readily available, particularly when I did it. This was during the lockdown as well, so you don't know like necessarily what's around the corner. And I think what put that fear to rest is seeing that people had got the TV roles by doing this and being around the community, and also the fact that when you think about it, the amount you're spending on this you can potentially make back with one TV role that's paying you a day rate, and then you've already made back that money, and then because you've been in that TV role, it's quite likely you might get another, and then you've made profit on your investment in yourself. So since doing the course, my acting career has changed quite dramatically, because before the course I hadn't been in any TV roles, and since then I've done 2 TV roles, a commercial and a film in the time since I've done it. I'd say if you're undecided about whether to do it or not, one clear motivation is that you can see from the direct results of people in the community who have done the course and then they've got their first TV role. I think if it's a money thing, it's quite clear that if you do the course and then you get the role, you're already getting the money back that you invested in yourself. And I think also, although it's perhaps scary to sort of take the plunge because maybe it's hard to put yourself out there and risk failure, there's also the other side of it, which is the huge reward that if you do it and put the time in and do the emails, you'll then get the thing you've probably been dreaming about for the last 10 years, so you might as well just do it now.
Boom! atsonthis.tv/first roll if you want to grab one of those last remaining 6 places. And that's about it. I didn't realise it had gone so fast tonight. It's 10:05. It's freaking flown by tonight. Thank you so much to everybody who's joined us. We do this every Monday night. If you're new, you're not been here before, make sure you come and join us. If you're listening on the replay or watching on the replay on YouTube or something like that, facebook.com/actonthisTV. Like the Facebook page. We do this every Monday night. You can turn on notifications so you get notified. Or if you are a member of actonthisTV, the main website, and you're on our email list, I'll even send you a little invite via email 15 minutes before we go live each week. So thank you, folks. Anyone got any last comments or anything like that? Any questions? Let us know. We will wrap it up. And for those people who are already a member of actonthisTV, I want to see you tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. That's Tuesday the 5th, where I'm going to be live with Faye McKeever, star of BBC's The Responder, so many other things as well. She's done over the years, 28 shows, 16 years in the industry, and God, just a load of tales. Really interesting stuff about how she's landed roles, how she's almost not landed roles and then been dragged back in for certain things. Like, she's got just really interesting stories that I know are going to inspire and motivate people to hang in there and just stay in the game, basically, when they're feeling a little bit shit about the way things are going. And let's face it, none of us feel absolutely on top of the world all the time, do we? So that's just part of the human experience. So sometimes we need some of that motivation. Grace says, thanks, Ross. Thanks, Grace. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'll play I'll play Faye's little trailer out again, but this is 7:30 p.m. for those who missed it. Tomorrow night, the 5th of April, atsonthis.tv/live if you want to get your seat to be there. And yeah, get out and get them this week. You don't know what could happen. Let's get optimistic, stay optimistic, be motivated. Just do that one thing. There's probably one thing. It's a challenge for you, actually. There's probably one thing in everybody's life right now that you've been putting off, that you've wanted to do, but you've been putting it off for probably a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month. You're like, I'm going to do that in a minute. I'll do that. You've not done it. Commit this week, tomorrow, or today, if you're watching on the replay and it's maybe the morning, you've still got all day. Commit to doing that one thing you've been putting off, and you just don't know. It could be the unlock to something incredible. So take care, folks. Love to you all, and I'll catch up with you on another broadcast soon. Until next time, you know what time it is. Get out there, do something great. Bye for now. Actors 2022 is flying by, and if you're not part of the Act on This community yet, what are you doing? Come and get involved. I want to invite you to our next actonthisTV live mastermind session. It's taking place on Tuesday, the 5th of April at 7:30 p.m. with this absolute legend here, star of shows like recent smash hit drama The Responder, which has just been greenlit for season 2, by the way. Des, Little Boy Blue, Trolleyed, literally dozens more. It's the one that only, the Faye McKeever. Faye, it's awesome to have you here. Hi. What are we going to be chatting about on Tuesday then?
Hi, Ross. Thanks for having me. We are going to be chatting about what it's like working in the industry, agents. I can give some techniques. We can, talk about all sorts, and let's focus on mindset, positivity, and image within the industry.
Yes, this community is all about positivity, mindset. Ultimately, staying in the game when this industry gets hard, life gets hard, you're auditioning for things and you're not getting feedback, or you're not getting the parts, or you're just like struggling to keep going. We're going to be covering all of that. Faye's a master of that. And also, Faye's got some absolutely wicked stories from her 16 years in the industry that we're going to be covering. It's going to be a lot of fun. I guarantee you, potentially a bit sweary as well.
Not potentially, a lot.
A lot. If you want to be here, get yourself over right now to actonthisTV/live for full details of this session and all future sessions as well. We do this every single week, guys, with the biggest names in the industry, the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, producers, the best people, basically, Faye, including yourself. Little bit of pressure on you. I ask every guest this on these trailers. Why don't actors want to miss this session in particular, Faye?
Because it certainly will be boring. I'll make it as fun and truthful and honest as possible. And after I've waffled my ass off for 90 minutes, hopefully somebody somewhere can take a little nugget of information that I provide and turn it into something useful.
Definitely, potentially game-changing, folks. Be there if you want to be there. actonthisTV/live.